Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you're all doing well. I know some of us really dread Monday mornings. And for the longest time, I did too. But I will tell you that when that dread sets in, the rest of your day just kind of feels blur. So, what I would rather do is think about what I could gain from the day, what I could live from the day and how to just get more positiveness. Is that a word? Positiveness. I don't know. It's one of my favorite words right now. I'm studying my metaphysics bachelor's degree. And in this degree, the word positiveness comes up a lot. So, I'm in the right place studying. Anyway, I digress. So, yeah, Monday mornings. What would I like for you today on a Monday? I'd like you to go into your day feeling alive, feeling engaged, feeling encouraged, and really feeling like you can make a difference. You can shift the way that you're thinking really in just a moment to gain a new perspective. How do I know this? Well, I've been shifting my thinking for over 25 years, studying the laws of cause and effect and writing about it, coaching about it, and now just about to relaunch, newly launch a workbook that goes along with this amazing book called Incurable Positivity. Now, this book, Incurable Positivity, came out at the beginning of this year and it became a Amazon #1 bestseller in the new release category for self-help. And I think why people love it so much is it's really a short read. It's literally 100 pages, so you could read it in a day. We don't want you to read it in a day, but if you do, good for you. But it takes you through very practical activities so that you can learn how to shift your negative thinking to positive. And why is this so important? Well, because we are programmed with negativity. We have over 6,000 thoughts a day, and 80% of them are negative. And so I just want you to consider that for a moment. Think about that. You're probably not even paying attention to your thoughts, you're not even thinking about it. But one thing I know to be true is that we have the control to shift our thoughts to have a new perspective, and it literally can happen in a moment. Now, it sounds really simple, and for most of us, you get it, but it's really the how to. How do you practice this in an ongoing basis? Because just like going to the gym and eating healthy, right? Like actually living an incurable positive lifestyle is literally that. It's a lifestyle. And so it's a choice and it's about, committing to it first of all, and then choosing the right thoughts and then conditioning your mind so that you really do start to live and exude positivity. And there is a reason for this because um, of the law of cause and effect. So if you're not into universal laws, it's okay. They're there anyway. You may not even recognize them because you can't see them, but just know that they're there. Now, most of you have probably heard of the law of attraction. It became very widely known and successful through this book called The Secret and the movie back in the day, right? And it was a really great movie and it was a great book. And I read it and I learned a lot from it. And what it did is started me on this journey to learning how to manifest, how to change things in my life. Because at the time I was a single mom, I was not very happy. I just moved to Canada. I didn't have anything. I was starting all over again with 2 kids, very young kids, and I wanted to change my life. And so I found this book by Ernest Holmes called The Science of Mind. And in this book, he was a thought leader of his time, a metaphysical practitioner, I want to say. And he literally studied the universal laws of the law of attraction, the law of momentum, the law of cause and effect, and really focused down in on the law of cause and effect. And the law of cause and effect teaches us that everything has an outcome. So every cause creates an effect. And you probably get this, right? Like if you drink lots of water, you're probably going to feel healthier. If you drink lots of Coca-Cola, guess what's going to happen to you? So there is this law, universal law of the cause and effect, and it's happening physically in our world, but it's also happening mentally in our world. So everything we think about has an outcome, creates an effect. So if we're thinking really positively about ourselves and we're going into a meeting and we're very confident, probably the meeting goes really well. But if we're really stressed, if we're anxious, if we're feeling not so good, if we're feeling depressed, feeling like, just that anxious feeling, we go into a situation, probably that's going to translate into that situation, right? So the law of cause and effect for me was so profound. And I started to recognize and realize very quickly that I had control over this. Okay. I might not have been able to control my boss. I might not have been able to control the other things around me. But certainly when it came to my world of just having more peace and being happier, I could definitely control my mind. So I went off on this journey over the last couple of decades to really study this, hone it down, and then start to teach it. And in Incurable Positivity, it's based on these principles. It's based on the principles that every cause creates an effect, and it's really about your thinking. So everything you think about comes about. And so this idea that when we start to practice Incurable Positivity, that it starts with a commitment. Everything in life starts with a commitment, right? Everything. When you get up in the morning and you decide, to get to the gym and work out your body and get that healthy blood flowing, you had to start with a commitment somewhere to actually get that healthy lifestyle happening, right? And in commitment, which is the first step, we go into real detail about what a commitment is, how you commit to something, what stops you from committing to things, and also the agreements that you make with yourself and why these are so important. Along with commitment is the choice we make. So you've made a commitment, great. And then now what happens after that is the choices that you get to make once you've made this commitment. And the choices that we make are all driven by our beliefs, which, by the way, our belief is just a thought we've repeated over time. So if we can change that belief about ourselves, then we can change our choices, we can predict a different future. And then conditioning. Conditioning is the ongoing piece of the mental mind activities, exercises. And this is why I'm so excited about the workbook that's about to come out, because the workbook is going to help you condition your mind. Incurable Positivity introduced you to the steps, right? The 7 steps in 7 days that you can take to shift and put them in practice. However, it's going to take you a lot longer to condition your mind. How do I know this? Well, I've been conditioning my mind for 25 years, and it isn't a one-stop shop. It's kind of like working out. You can work out for 10 years really, really well, and then stop for 5, and guess what happens to your body? Your body just goes right back into not being as limber or as physically strong as it could be if you continue to work out. And it's the same for our minds. Our minds need to be continually